Oh, princess, princess. It's me, Mario. Hello everyone, welcome to this video. In this video, I'll be reacting to one of the videos from the YouTube channel The Game Theorists, and this video came out in year 2018, so this is around 3 years ago, and it's about Super Mario! So let's start.
The recent Nintendo Direct introduced the world to the Super Crown.
Super Crown!
A power-up which apparently changes the character who nabs it into a peachified version of themselves. They showed its effects on Toadette, and that's all it took for the internet's imaginations to go wild. But while everyone else was busy
naughty. Internet, naughty,
searching for Bowsette content on, less brand-safe sites, did anyone actually stop to consider what happens when toads other than Toadette touch this thing? Like, say, yellow toad.
Yahoo!
And what's the other main color of toad? Oh yeah, blue.
Woo!
Did that just blow your mind? Wait, never mind, you're still busy looking at Bowsette.
Oh my god, the intro is so weird. I remember this kind of intro is like, it was for the mini games, right? It was very weird when I first watched it, but when I rewatched it, it was like, hey, gosh, there was a code inside. Can you guess it? Hello Internet, are you ready to take the first step? This is the first step for the ARG, Alternate Reality Games, for game theory. Oh my gosh, this is awesome. Good. Great. So are you? Ooh. Oh, that's Mela. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
Hello, Internet! Welcome to Game Theory!
Hello! Oh my god, you spent the first 1 minute and 1 minute plus for that. Whoa! That's OP, by the way, that's OP. I've got to say.
Where, let's be honest with ourselves, Bowsette would not be hot. She'd look like this. Hate to burst your good girl gone bad fantasy bubble there, guys and gals. No, my friends, let me shoot straight with ya. Waluigiette is
What?
where it's at. Oh yeah. Now if you have no idea what I'm talking about, let me catch you up. In the trailer for new Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe, a name that would make Street Fighter proud, we get to see this nifty new Mushroom Crown hybrid power-up that's able to turn Toadette into a brand new character Nintendo is calling Peachette, who, for supposedly being this brand new character, looks an awful lot like Peach.
True. Toadette become Peachette, so technically speaking, it really does confuses everyone.
She's got her own version of the floating jump that Peach has. She has the blonde hair, the pink dress. I wouldn't blame you if you thought that this was just Peach in a new costume. But if you look closer, it's clear that the two are indeed separate characters. While the different shoes could be shrugged off as a simple change of footwear, the dress has structure and lacks wrinkles, even when it's in motion. It really does appear to be just an oversized mushroom. Additionally, Peachette has gray eyes, whereas Peach has blue, which is particularly interesting since with every power-up that Mario and Luigi have ever gotten, they always maintain the same eye color. Lastly, because no Mario episode would be complete without arbitrary pixel measurements, I did run
arbitrary pixel measurements. Just arbitrary pixel measurements.
the numbers, then Peachette is indeed shorter than Peach's canon height. Anyways, I think we can safely rule out Peachette as a mere palette swap and confidently say that she's her own separate, but obviously related character within the Mushroom Kingdom. But before we begin to celebrate the arrival of an extremely unexpected new character to the Marioverse, we should probably take a moment to assess the implications of what Peachette's mere existence in canon lore means for the Mushroom Kingdom.
True. It's like, wow, congrats! You exist! Yeah!
Because guess what? The addition of Toadette's evolved form is game-changing from a lore perspective.
Evolve like Pokemon? Wait, like Pokemon?
And may lead to the single darkest event in Mario's overall narrative arc. So strap in, Nintendo. When I reveal the massive ramifications of making Peachette so close to Peach, you may just rethink any future attempts to quickly slap together some half-realized power-ups in an attempt to spice up a re-release. Let's get started.
I like it's like, let's get started! Let's go!
To begin, the Super Crown power-up immediately throws one huge question into focus. Is Peach actually human? Or is she instead an evolved form of Toad? It seems like an absurd prospect that Peach could somehow be nothing more than a sophisticated shiitake, more morel than man. But looking closer, there does indeed seem to be more to this mycelial mystery than first meets the eye. I mean, she was originally called Princess Toadstool after all.
Oh, that's true. She was called Princess Toadstool, so is there a link? Is there a reference or something?
Something that no one in their right mind ever had any reason to assume was anywhere close to being literal, until apparently today. Modern Nintendo is weird. But again, that was all just a name. Is there anything in the Mario canon that could possibly link Toadstool to actual toadstools? Yes. Yes, there is. The clues were hiding in plain sight for us since the very first game, and we'd simply been overlooking the evidence the entire time. Way back in the original NES manual for Super Mario Bros., it's established that Peach has a father, the Mushroom King. Quote, the only one who can undo the magic spell on the Mushroom people and return them to their normal selves is the Princess Toadstool, daughter of the Mushroom King.
Oh, the Mushroom King. Who is he? No, seriously, who is the Mushroom King?
And if you think that's just a remnant of 1980s mistranslation or some poorly thought out first game lore, well, think again. The manual for 1999 Super Mario Bros. Deluxe says the exact same thing. Quote again, it is said that only the daughter of the Mushroom King, Princess Toadstool, can break the evil spell. End quote. So if Nintendo truly wanted to retcon this guy out of the story, that re-release would have been their chance to do it. So it definitely appears like he's a real entity in this universe. What's more, he also has a wife. In 1987's official Nintendo Player's Guide,
Oh my god, did he just mention 1987? I wasn't even born yet. Gosh, that kind of research is far. Wow, I'm very impressed.
we see that, quote, the Mushroom people were ruled by a good king and queen. And what's more, despite them never once appearing in any game ever, we do get a chance to see them. A second release in 1987, How to Win at Super Mario Bros., which is another book created by official Nintendo employees, revealed for the first time imagery of the Mushroom King and his wife, King and Queen Stool. Look familiar? Both of them sporting mushroom heads, just like their subjects, adding to the evidence that Peach started as a little baby shroomlet. And what's more, that's not her only familial connection here. In Super Mario RPG for the Super Nintendo, you can actually sneak a peek into Peach's castle's bedrooms. And while you might be distracted by Samus from Metroid being in the guest bedroom, or
Yes, because Samus is there, so it's like, hey, wow, she's there? Whoa, that's impressive. No, that's a good reference. That's a funny Easter egg.
Peach's question mark hiding in the corner. Yeah, that's a theory we covered before. Link is in the iCard. It's an oldie, but it's a goodie. They're not the only interesting things to see in this room. You'll also find an elderly toad woman simply named grandma. Does the name necessarily prove that she's related? No, but she is trusted enough to be the only other person to know about Peach's secret personal item stashed over in the corner, so, you know. Regardless, we have a princess named Toadstool who has herself a fungal-headed family, which definitely starts to give some credence to the idea that she went from womb to shroom. Now, let's change directions for a minute. Instead of talking about more mushrooms, let's talk about bees. Honeybees, specifically. I'm sure most of you already have a general...
What? From mushroom to bees? What?
idea of how honeybee colonies work, with one queen bee ruling over a bunch of female workers and male drone bees. But do you know how a queen is chosen? In a beehive, female workers who are selected as potential queens are taken to special cells within the hive to receive, frankly put, royal treatment. Among having personal servants to do everything they could want, the nurse bees feed them huge amounts of royal jelly, a substance that's chock full of nutrients that allow the selected few to grow into the new queen.
Oh, so it's like royal honey. Interesting. The more you know, fun fact.
The queen then matures and rules and reproduces until she grows old or abandons the hive, at which point the process repeats. Now, why would I digress and tell you about this little bee plot? Well, think about it. The Mushroom King literally disappears from the Mario canon after a last hurrah in a coloring book from the 80s. Being the only royalty left, Peach is, without question, the acting queen in the Mushroom Kingdom. Notice how in Super Mario RPG we see the throne room and there's only one chair, and it is specifically hers? Sure, she might be referring to herself as princess, but for all intents and purposes, she is the queen.
Oh, true. She is, technically speaking, the queen. Not technically princess, but she's the queen because there's only one throne. Yeah.
This is important because toads are servants to Princess Peach. It's confirmed in the Super Mario Bros. Manual and reaffirmed pretty much every other time the toad's role is clarified in the lore. They are literally the worker and drone bees of the Mushroom Kingdom hive, serving their female ruler, the Queen Peach. It's also worth remembering that according to Koichi Hayashida, toads are genderless and merely express the characteristics of gender. So really, there could be any number of drone or worker toads and we could be none the wiser. Now, what has the Super Crown shown us? That a normal worker Toadette can be fed a special item and become just like the queen. The Super Crown is quite literally the royal jelly of the Mushroom Kingdom.
What? No, what? Oh my gosh.
Taking a normal worker and transforming them into ruler of the colony. Now, I can understand some skepticism here. Taking the leap from fungus to bee isn't the most obvious connection, but it is worth pointing out that most fungi are closer to being an animal than they are a plant. Look at a cladogram, which is a branching diagram showing the relationship between species, and you can
So, the more you know, something called the cladogram.
instantly see that fungi are grouped closer to us than they are to plants or bacteria. I mean, after all, mushroom cells are given most of their structure by the fibrous substance known as chitin, the very same sorts of chitin found in the exoskeletons of insects. No, of course, I'm not saying that the denizens of the Mushroom Kingdom are insects. Not only would that be terrifying, but it would make less sense than the whole Peach is a mushroom thing. But I am saying that the evolutionary groundwork is there for a mushroom to somehow miraculously level up to human status. Even the
Level up! Wait, is it called level up or is it called evolve? Evolution.
changes in eye color support the idea of a Toadette to Peachette to Peach maturation process. When babies are born, especially fair-skinned ones like Peach, they have light-colored eyes because they have very little melanin, a type of pigment that gives color to the eyes, skin, and hair. But after birth, light stimulates the production of melanin, which is why the eye color may darken or change over time. True story, when Ollie was born, he had gray-blue eyes, which have now become brown as his melanin has increased over the last 3 months.
Oh, so he's speaking from experience, like because he's a father, so his son. Yay, real life experience. Proven fact.
Now look at Peachette. Like I mentioned before, she has gray eyes, clearly differentiating her from Peach's blue eyes. But what if that's just because she's an early form of Peach? I mean, she did just change over. Give it a year, or in Peach's case a few decades, and that mature blue color will shine right on through. That's right. What if Peachette is merely an immature form of a Peach? A young queen freshly groomed and ready to start her rule, only to grow taller and have her eyes change color as she continues to develop over the years. The evidence, quite frankly, is there. But why now? Why would Nintendo keep this absolutely massive lore reveal quiet until this particular Nintendo Direct? Well, remember what I said earlier. Queen bees aren't constantly being groomed. It only happens when the hive feels as though the current queen is getting old or dying or simply isn't around anymore, and they want to override the current queen with a new one. And it's that last reason that stands out. How many times has our princess been in another castle? Or out playing tennis, or on the moon rejecting the advances of fertile males? I would venture to say that with all the kidnappings and spin-off titles, the Mushroom Kingdom might be feeling a bit neglected.
That's true. It's like a tiny bit, yeah, neglected. So change the ruler. Yeah, that's true.
A bit barren, if you will. After decades of Peach being away from the hive, the natural response would be to begin the grooming process and make room for a new queen. I mean, it's not like they didn't give Peach a chance, right? Toadette didn't officially arrive until 2003. That is plenty of grace time for Peach to get her act together. But alas, she never did. And along the way, Toadette has popped up more and more and more, gradually making her presence known to the kingdom until the day that she would finally come. The day that she would finally transcend her worker toad form, take the super crown, and become the queen bee that the Mushroom Kingdom deserves. But in order to do it, one thing stands in her way. Princess Peach. Remember all that talk about the grooming of the queen bee? Well, there was one teensy-weensy part that I left out. Once the first virgin queen emerges from her royal cell, she begins to communicate with the other queen candidates through a process called piping, where she makes a sound called tooting. Yes, tooting like a fart. It's a signal to say that this new queen is ready to fight for the honor of being the one and only to sit atop the waxy throne. The rival queens answer back with a sound that's known as quacking. When the virgin queen hears the quacking, the queen goes to every one of the quacking sister cells and kills them. Because in the game of hives, you win or you die after being tooted at. To truly rise to the top of the kingdom,
I mean, it's like, wow. Okay, that's a bit fun fact, so yay, I guess. Alright, anyways, let's continue.
Peachette is gonna start tooting and have to put an end to the reigning queen. You heard me right, ladies and gentlemen. The introduction of Peachette could mean the death of Princess Peach. No extra lives this time. That's why there's only one Peach, and that's why it's been so long until Nintendo revealed this. The hive is ready for a new queen. Super crowns are being produced, and Toadettes are being groomed for the throne, consuming its power, growing into Peachettes, and eventually hoping to be the last one standing so they can mature into a fully grown Peach. The worst part of this whole ordeal is that when Peach does eventually return to the kingdom, when she's finally rescued by Mario, she'll likely be killed by her own underlings. Your days of being chased by men and leisurely kidnappings across various galaxies have finally caught up to you, Peach. The deceptively cold, murderous eyes of Peachette will be the last thing you see before being eaten alive by tiny mushroom men. All hail Peachette! Long may she reign, the queen that the Mushroom Kingdom deserves.
What? What? What was that? What? Then I said, sorry, the princess is in another castle.
But hey, that's just a theory. A game theory. Thanks for watching.
Wow, that's dark. From a happy mood become a dark mood. Wow. Oh my gosh. Didn't expect that. Yeah. So you know, things happens. But anyways, I hope that you liked this video as much as I did. This video came up from the YouTube channel The Game Theorists, and yeah, I do recommend that you watch more of their videos from the YouTube channel The Game Theorists. And if you do like my videos, please consider to like, share and subscribe to my channel, and comment down below if you have anything to share with us. And also, follow my channel. Thank you, and I'll see you next time. But hey, that's just a theory, a game theory. Thanks for watching. Thank you. Super Mario, it's a me, Mario!